Sorry, I didn't see you there. Apologies for the wait. Please, take a seat. So you've probably heard a bit about all of this on the grapevine, so to speak, but let me be the first to say you have absolutely nothing to worry about. We really just want to give you this opportunity to reveal a little bit about yourself. To show us how you operate, yes?
Yeah.
Really rudimentary stuff, is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Good stuff. Please, take a seat. Can I offer you a tea, coffee, soft drink, hard drink? Don't worry, I'm just creating a relaxed and accommodating environment. Please, I insist you take a seat. Now, I can only assume you've heard an awful lot about this type of thing, so please, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I...
Good, very good. I think we got everything we need there. Now, I understand you prepared a piece. May I ask what it is?
Yes, it's the very first...
Actually, come to think of it, we're quite tight for time, so if you just want to go ahead and begin, that'd be great.
Lads, live with honour, or die with glory. Let he who is with me come to the fores of the
Oh dear, I'm sorry to stop you now, but I'm going to have to. What on earth do you think you're doing? First of all, it's an absolutely terrible piece to do. Really awful. We've seen a lot of people today, and I can safely say that is the worst choice of material so far. And you really butchered it just there, to be completely honest. How you ever thought it was a good idea is beyond me. You really are off to a dreadful start. But I'm going to be constructive because it's not in my nature to act otherwise, so let's see you give it another go. But this time, really say the lines. Do you understand me? Don't just say the lines. Say the lines, okay? Okay, when you're ready.
Lads, live with honour, or die with glory.
Oh, okay, so you weren't listening there at all, were you? You just did more or less exactly what I told you not to do. There is a specific way of doing this, do you follow? There's a reason we do things the way we do them. Go again, but make a stronger entrance.
Lads, live with honour.
God, no.
Lads, live
Wrong. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, just do it from out there.
Lads, live with honour, die with glory.
I can't hear you, you're very unclear. I don't even know what you're saying. Okay, let's just take a minute, shall we? Now, why don't you have a look at how that went down? Go on, take a look. You see what I mean, don't you? They all thought you looked pretty ridiculous just now. From the moment you walked into the room, they could see it. From the first intake of breath, it was clear to them that this was going to be an unmitigated disaster, an embarrassment. What on earth were you thinking? There's a damn good reason we do things as we do them. Who are you to come in and make a mockery of that? You're lucky to even still be here after the way you were just carrying on now. But I want to be constructive in my feedback, so I think it's best we just move on, okay? Perhaps your forte is elsewhere. Now I'm going to play a little bit of music and let's see if you can follow some simple directions. It's quite contemporary now, so you'll need to stay on your toes. And when you're ready, 3, 2, 1. Here we go now. And 2, and 3, and 1, and 3, 1, 2, and 2, and 1, and a twist, and 1, left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sorry,
Whoa, hold on a second now. Did I say 1, 2, and left, and right, and spin, and 2, and left, and in, and out, and back, and turn, and turn, and turn, and turn, and spin, and right? No. I quite clearly said 1 and 2 and left and right and spin and 2 and left and left and left and in and out and right and back and turn and turn and turn and spin and left. Where did you say you were trained?
Well, actually...
Never mind, we really don't have time for that. We have hundreds of people to see today, and this has been an extraordinary waste of time. I'm afraid you really just aren't what we're looking for here. I don't think you need me to show you the door. You're well familiar with it at this stage. Thank you.
Well, actually, I did have a song...
Oh, that's right, isn't it? You probably brought a song, haven't you? Well, far be it from me to break protocol at this stage. All right, off you go, but please don't make a fuss and just get it over with.
When the world is getting you down, and all around you see strangers, when the night is filled with echoes of the fire as it rages, don't give up, 'cause there's still somewhere you belong. And though it's not always easy to be strong, just take my hand and I'll take you along to the Clonliffe Seminary Musical Society End of Ordination Show. At the Clonliffe Seminary, everlasting memories, you know where you need to go. Put aside your biases and open up your diocese to cabaret in Chicago. At the Clonliffe Seminary Musical Society End of Ordination Show. We've spent years in the study of theology, philosophy, anthology. We've even read the Odyssey. But what good's that if you can't put on your hat and celebrate life with a number from Cats? The Clonliffe Seminary will never be in penury as long as you can hold a tune. At the Clonliffe Seminary, no one is your enemy. Come and see your cleric croon. Put aside your biases, open up your diocese to cabaret in Chicago. Put down your gospel, take out your Godspell, even though the afternoon. The audition process is an extremely effective recruiting tool. Besides the obvious reasons, of course. The bringing together a group of people with all the desirable attributes and qualities that are needed, or rather wanted, for any given role. Then bringing the sort of sense of competition into it by pitting one against another. I mean, it works. But the real magic of the audition process is far more insidious than that. By propping one against another, we create a sense that the role, the end product, has more value than perhaps it ever had. And that's not supposed to be a revelation or anything, I'm just saying. Well, think about the last time somebody commended you on something unexpected. You know, your glasses are fantastic, I love your shoes, oh, this bread is divine, you should go professional. Now, tell me there wasn't 1 minute where you did consider importing large amounts of yeast into the country and setting up a market stall. It's a powerful thing to be reinforced like that. But what happens when there's only one correct system? One correct model and one desired outcome? Do we accept that fact and reject the role, or does the role become more desirable than ever before, making us desperate to change any and every attribute of ourselves in order to fulfill its requirements? Let's take a role, for example. Something general and down to earth now, nothing too specific. Let's say the leader of the Chilean independence movement of 1810. I mean, what are we looking for here for a start? I suppose, okay, a man is probably a fair place to start, maybe a little bit senior in years, certainly the further side of 40. a windswept maverick, gnawing at the shackles of Spanish oppressionism. And we'd have, I suppose he'd be kind of windswept and fearless, but also charming and sort of chiseled, and someone like Antonio Banderas. Yeah, Antonio Banderas, that's what we're looking for. Antonio Banderas liberates Chile, we call it. It would start with Antonio Banderas getting thrown in jail by the Spanish authorities. "I'll get you Spanish authorities," he'd say. And then he'd trick the guards into letting him out of the cell, where he could run into the night and round up a motley crew of lovable but eccentric cohorts. Something like, a man, a woman, a funny guy, and a woman guy. Yeah, something like that. So, that's what we do. But what if I told you it wasn't Antonio Banderas who liberated Chile? Or that, to be honest, he didn't even really look like him. What if I told you it was a man named Bernardo O'Higgins who liberated Chile? Yeah, Bernardo O'Higgins. It sounds less like a wild dissenter and more like a pub singer from Killarney. No offence, of course. Bernardo's father was Ambrosio O'Higgins, well-off Spanish officer, originally from Sligo, and his mother was Isabel Raquelme, a local Chilean woman. Now, because he was born out of wedlock, he never met his father, though he was supported throughout the course of his upbringing. He went to London, where he got fierce notions about American idealism and independence. In 1810, he led a revolution which led to a new, independent Chile. Now, I'm not saying that Antonio Banderas couldn't play Bernardo O'Higgins. He's a very fine actor, and he'd no doubt bring something good to the role. But it's worth remembering that although we have these preconceived ideas about the way roles should be played, the way things should be, there's a million other versions of the same performance that would never make it through the audition process. That is, of course, unless we shift our perspective. Start to view things from a different prism, an alternative angle. Reverse the roles. Hello, thank you for coming in. You're very good at this short notice. We appreciate it. Sorry about the lack of chairs. It's a full house, as you can see. So look, we're delighted to have you in. I could go on about this for ages, but ultimately it's not really that important. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
About me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'd be really good for the role because I've done an awful lot of work.
Don't worry about the role. We don't need to talk about the role at all. I'm really just more interested in you.
Right. Well, I suppose I think I have a lot in common with some of the things you're looking for.
Honestly, don't need to talk about the role whatsoever. Tell you what, why don't you do your piece and then we'll talk a little bit after. How's that sound? In your own time.
Okay. I'll get you, you Spanish authorities!
Sorry, can I just stop you there? Let me stop you. What's that piece from?
Oh, it's from Antonio Banderas Liberates Chile.
You're actually the 35th person to do Antonio Banderas Liberates Chile today.
Oh God, seriously? That's so embarrassing.
No, it's fine, it's fine. It's not a problem, it's just, well, you can do anything, you know.
It's just he's a very good actor.
No, absolutely, I agree with you. Antonio Banderas is mighty. It's just, this is all yours, you know. You really can do anything.
Well, it's just I've prepared Antonio Banderas Liberates Chile.
Right, okay. Well, tell you what, that's fine. Just give it a go and have fun with it.
I'll get you, you Spanish authorities. Then I'll use my cunning and my wit to trick one of the guards into letting me out of this cell before disappearing into the night to round up a motley crew of eccentric but lovable cohorts. A funny guy, an old guy, a smart guy, and a woman guy. That'll probably do. Together we'll rally the troops and take on the corrupt Spanish establishment, starting a new era of Chilean independence, with some wacky adventures along the way.
Great. It's extremely like the Antonio Banderas version, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a very good actor.
Again, yeah, nobody's taking issue with Mr. Banderas here. Okay, well that was great. I'll tell you what, we're going to do a bit of movement, a bit of dance, and with this I would really just love you to, you know, let loose and make it your own. Really just, there's no bad choices here, just really go for it, okay? Great. Super. That's lovely control there. All right. Tell you what, we are going to go again just once more, and I'd really just love you to just let loose here. Okay, go mental. Okay, just really anything goes in your own time. Okay, that's lovely. Great, very consistent there, alright. That was great.
That's how we were trained.
Yes, no, I can tell the last 34 did that as well. Look, I guess that just leaves the song. Do you have anything you want to sing?
No.
No.
No, I can't sing.
No, you can't sing as in you're nervous, or?
No, I sang once and I was told that I was absolutely terrible and I shouldn't do it again because I can't sing.
That's nonsense. Why would you believe that?
Well, I still think I'd be suitable for the role.
No, never mind the role. This is absolutely nothing got to do with the role.
I think I fit a lot of the description.
No, fuck the description. Jesus, who cares about the description? Seriously, who cares about the role? I mean, what is that all you want to be? A role? A predetermined set of attributes that are perfect for one specific purpose? That's useless to you. That's all I've heard today is the role this, the role that. Do you want to know something interesting, actually? There is no role. There is no audition. And there is no part for you to play other than your own.
There's no role.
No. I promise you.
He said there's no role.
My shoes.
There's a very thin line between action and inaction. It almost seems as though everything is tolerable until it becomes totally intolerable. How do you help someone embrace themselves when they become so comfortable being someone else? When Bernardo O'Higgins got fed up with the French and the Spanish, I wonder how hard it was for him to convince people to join him. How many people did he really have to convince that a better life was waiting for them outside the Spanish Empire? That their grievances were not a given and that they could always move closer to something a little freer, a little more real. What is real when it's at home anyway? Are we ever truly free of the labels that are put on us? And I don't mean just, French or Spanish or Chilean or member of the most venerable order of St. John of Jerusalem. But something simpler than that. Man, woman, black, white, gay, straight, old, young, etc. It's one thing to know that your role is something that you define for yourself. It's another to show everyone else that the same is true for them. It's not always easy.
Hello? Sorry, it's me again. I just wanted to say I'm sorry that there's no role today, but I actually did prepare a song. It's one I wrote, actually. Even though there's no audition, I could perform it for you, if you liked.
Yes, brilliant. Go ahead.
Okay. Antonio Banderas is so talented. In fairness, we should probably make a statue when he's dead. Antonio Banderas, how could anyone prepare us for the brilliance of what's inside your head? From Philadelphia to Puss in Boots, there's no actor who better suits to reach your emotional intent. Antonio Banderas, please don't ever think to spare us of your overwhelming Spanish sentiment.
Wow. You wrote that yourself?
I did, yeah. Just there, actually. I sort of, I don't know, understood what you were saying.
Excellent audition.
No.